What's up, fight fans? It's your boy Brian from Combat Motivation checking in with you. Be sure to check me out on YouTube and Facebook under Combat Motivation. Like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do. I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me as well. But let's hop right into it. Today is Pick'em Friday, Money Making Friday. We'll go ahead and do our predictions for this weekend's events. We have a big boxing match going down this weekend, along with the UFC as well. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. This weekend for boxing, we have Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, part two. Part one was definitely an instant classic. Andre Ward got the decision. It was a unanimous decision, but I believe the final scorecards were 114 to 113. Very close fight. A lot of people felt Andre won, but a lot of people felt Sergey won. Me, myself, I had Sergey up 1 point. I thought Sergey won the first 6 rounds, and I thought Andre went on to win the last 6 rounds, but Sergey had scored a knockdown in round two, which I thought gave the edge to Sergey by 1 point. But I mean, it was one of those fights to where it could have really gone either way. Now, heading into the rematch, we've had a lot happen outside the ring. Hopefully we'll have a lot happen inside the ring as well, but definitely some drama and some funny business taking place outside. One of the main storylines going into it was the issue around John David Jackson, Sergey Kovalev's trainer, whether or not he had reached out to join Andre Ward's team, which was reported by the Ward camp. I mean, it's a weird and interesting story. Don't know how much validity there was to it, but Ward and Virgil Hunter are pretty much sticking to it, that he did reach out to them. John David Jackson came out, denied it. Nonetheless, very strange story. I know there were some issues with Sergey potentially saying or doing some very disrespectful things, not necessarily towards John David Jackson, but just outside of that, to where it could lead you to believe that maybe there was some friction. But I mean, at the end of the day, who knows? But I mean, it's a heck of a storyline going into the fight. You know, as fight as close as it was the first time around, you're definitely going to want everybody on the same accord. And for a fighter and their trainer to be going through something as weird as that, if it is true, then I mean, it definitely is worth noting. So I mean, that may or may not play into the fight, but we'll see. Definitely going into the fight, you know, both sides are going to have to make adjustments. I know the first fight, like everyone saw, Kovalev did very well, so probably even surprisingly well in the first half of the fight. Ward made his adjustments. I think going into this, I think most people kind of assume that Ward will be the one to make the better adjustments, although kind of visually trying to see it, I don't know necessarily what Ward is going to do different or is going to be able to do different than he did the first time. He won the first fight by really getting in there, mixing it up, and doing a lot of work on the inside, just throwing a lot of punches, just being there for that. Now the question is, going into this fight, will he be able to maintain that same pace, that same style throughout the fight? Will he be more confident knowing that, all right, I took your best shot, you couldn't stop me being the smaller man, I can go ahead and do this work? Because as of actually doing something different, I don't know what he can do. He can't really keep his range. I don't know if moving around is necessarily going to help him. So I really think what he did in the second half is probably what we'll see again just throughout 12 rounds. And the question is, will he be able to maintain that type of pressure style against a big puncher like Kovalev, who I think can make the bigger adjustment this time? I think there are a few things that Kovalev could do different. I mean, he said he gassed the first time. I don't necessarily know if he gassed, but I'm pretty sure it did do something to him, seeing him rock Ward and not being able to put him away, because Kovalev is a fighter who can normally put guys away. So there is an adjustment that Kovalev can make. You know, he could pick his shots a little bit better, not hop on Andre this time if he gets him tired, maybe, you know, just be a little bit more cerebral with his shot selection if he does catch Ward. Keep at range. Work his jab just a little bit more. I could see those being adjustments for Kovalev. But with that being said, for the first money pick, I'm going with Ward by decision. I just think Ward, I think with the incidents kind of leading up to this fight, and I think from what we saw in the second half against Ward, for one, you're definitely going to need to be at 100% when you're fighting Andre Ward, for sure. And I just think where both guys are coming in with what Ward was able to take in the first fight and what he's going to be able to dictate in the second fight, I don't see Kovalev knocking him out. So I'm going Ward by decision. The second match on the boxing card, we have one a pound for pound. Definitely best fighters out there in the world today. We have Guillermo Rigondeaux, probably taking on, outside of Nonito Donaire, probably his most, I'd probably say his toughest challenge, Moises Flores out of Mexico. Reason why Moises is probably Guillermo Rigondeaux's toughest challenge. He's an undefeated. Don't even know if you can really call him prospect anymore. But for the sake of conversation, we'll say he's still a prospect, undefeated fighter coming out of Mexico, big puncher. I saw him fight at StubHub. One of his key advantages, he's so tall for the weight class. He's 5'9". I think he's probably a little bit taller than that. And he brings volume, and he just brings that, that Mexican warrior spirit with him every time out. He's going to bring a lot of pressure. He's not going to stop. He's not going to quit. Big puncher, like I said, but he's not the biggest puncher, but he does have some pop in his punches. But he's fighting Guillermo Rigondeaux, who brings that classic Cuban style. Guillermo's so quick. He's very good with his combination. He's a very accurate puncher. He's one of the best for a reason. Money pick, going Guillermo. Guillermo's going to pull this one off. I think this is the type of fight that he needs. I think this will be one of his toughest opponents, but at the same time, I think this is just the type of opponent that he needs to make himself look good on this type of platform. I see Moises coming forward, applying a lot of pressure, which I think this is going to kind of favor Guillermo. Moises, when he did fight the 5-1, I think it was Escandado, he chose the crowd with them. He chose to stand close, keep the fight close, and that's just going to play right into Guillermo. So I see Guillermo countering his way to a decision victory. Moving over to the UFC card, just get right into it. Main event, Holm versus Correia. No need to pull any punches with this one. Holm by however she wants to do it. That's the third money pick. Gonna make some money this weekend. But yeah, Holm. She's better than Betch in every category. No disrespect to Betch. Betch's a great competitor. Always brings her A game. Always fights the best competition. But Holly's just better than her in every ounce of the game. I know she's still kind of what you would consider a novice with jiu-jitsu, but I don't think Beth has that great at jiu-jitsu either. But outside of that, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, she's going to have the advantage. She's taller, she's faster, she's stronger. Holly by whatever she wants. But going to be a very good UFC card. But nonetheless, so that'll do it. This weekend, we're going with Ward, Rigondeaux, and Holm. So let's make some more money. I know you gambling degenerates. I know a lot of you guys be hitting me up. Just asking me what my picks are. So, because I know you guys are laying down these bets. Most people do. That's why we do this. So we have a great track record thus far. Let's make a little bit more money this weekend. I look forward to seeing how this all plays out. Talk to you guys later. I'm out.